Hello, I'm Doug, and this is a Taste and Sensibility channel. And today on episode number 17 of Chilies and Peppers, we're looking at pepper jellies, which are a common thing in the US. I don't know how it all got started, but I can sort of picture someone with a garden and some pepper plants. Grew a bunch one year and said, what am I going to do with all these peppers? So, a little sugar and water, and you can preserve them because the bacteria doesn't grow. Bacteria and other things, yeast, mold, all those things don't grow when the sugar concentration is too high. So that's what jellies are all about, is preserving fruit. Sometimes called preserves, jams, jellies, all kind of the same thing. Is it just made from juice, or is the fruit part in there too? Some of them are made from big fruit companies and they have dye, makes them really green, really red. And then some of them are more crafty things that were with recipe things you would use in your own kitchen. And let's see, I really want to start off with a fail. I came across this recipe online for a grapefruit jalapeno marmalade. And it didn't thicken up. It didn't have any pectin in the recipe, which is a fruit protein which makes jellies and jams thick. You can see pectin in the recipes and the ingredient list and all these things. But this recipe didn't have any. And it didn't have any instructions really after, boil off some of the water until it gets thicker. Well, it didn't get thick enough to use. Flavor's kind of good, but I'll have a link down below. Maybe I didn't really follow the instructions, but it didn't have instructions after boil it down. So I would just think, put it in a clean jar. So I'm going to get a little pepper piece here. Okay, there's something. So I just want to taste it. This was like 3 different grapefruits, cut up a couple of jalapenos, sugar and water, and boiled it down. So the flavor would be good. Definitely a sweetness and a tartness from the grapefruit, and definitely a greenness and a heat from the jalapeno. And if it had been thicker, I'd be reviewing it like the other things here, but I like it. I'll try to find some way to use it, but it's not really a jelly or a jam or a marmalade. So let me clear that out and move on to all these commercial preparations. So the way my tasting methodology here is to put it on a plain buttermilk biscuit and taste it that way, and then I'll put it on a sausage biscuit to have it compete or fight a little more savory item. And usually the pork goes pretty well with fruity things. And then I bought way over 10 different pepper jellies in my markets, and tried to group them up into little divisions or different types. And all these that you see here are kind of in the green family. It's a green chili pepper. It's a green chili flavor, or the only things in there are kind of greenish. A couple of them use red bell peppers, but they're in that green family. And then I've got some more later that'll be seco, or dried chilies are the main thing, the component in there that really stands out. And then the last group is going to be habaneros. So there's 4 of those. So this first group, I'm just calling green, and this one really qualifies. Braswell's green pepper jelly. And you can see it's got it's got blue and yellow dye in it, but it also has capsicum, which I'm interpreting as pepper flavor, because I don't have enough pepper to have any flavor. Pure cane sugar, green bell peppers, apple cider vinegar, pectin, citric acid, minced onion, capsicum, and green food color. So any heat, any pepper components come from an added flavoring and not from an actual pepper. So this is maybe one of the lowest ones on my list, but I'll go ahead and taste it and see how it rates. And I'd say it's pretty clearly artificially colored. What do you say? There's a heat. There's a green pepper flavor, like a bell pepper, and then like an Anaheim or a poblano or a jalapeno. So it's peppery, but it's very fake and phony looking. Okay, it's got some vegetable character to it, and some heat. That's an overall effect is just so-so. Not really getting a strong bell pepper flavor. There's something vegetal. I think I can pick up the onion. It's got a moderate heat, but I'm not a fan. Something is out of balance. If you're looking for heat, it's in there. But the other flavors are not very normal or natural. Now, this next one is Gracious Bakery Creole Pepper Jelly. From a local place in where? I read it before. New Orleans. It's right on the front. And these ingredients are very interesting. Sugar, cider vinegar, red bell pepper, poblano pepper, pectin. It's very simple. So it's one of those ones where it's sugar, water, and pectin to make the stuff thick, and then you see little green and red specks floating around, which they say are red bell pepper and poblano. So very clearly you can see all the chunks of the peppers involved. Oh, nicely peppery. Very good. Oh, I like that. It's way more vegetal and interesting than the first one. I didn't even put the first one on a sausage biscuit. Didn't want to waste a good piece of sausage, I guess. So look at all the green and red chunks in there. And the jelly or jam itself is not very colored. It's just like juice or cider. So let's give Gracious Bakery Creole Pepper Jelly a try. Complicated, peppery, fresh tasting. Definitely get a green poblano type flavor, and there's more heat than you'd expect from poblanos. These are small pieces. That's really interesting. I like that. Wow. Super flavorful. Is that really just red bell pepper and poblano? Wow. Okay, sign me up. I like that a lot. I don't know why I closed it, because I'm going to do the sausage biscuit thing. Okay, there's a good chunk. This is peppery without being spicy. You get all the vegetable notes for sure. You know you're munching into a pepper, into a chili. So that is very attractive to me. So let's see how it does on the bigger chunk of food. Very nice. It accentuates the fruitiness of the bell pepper and even the poblano. That's a good combination. I'm surprised. Has so much flavor. I get all the green herbaceous notes. I get a little bit of heat, and I get some fruitiness out of the red bell pepper, I think. So, wonderful. Works with the biscuit, works with the sausage biscuit. That's a thumbs up for sure. Next is another big food company, Reese hot pepper jelly, made with red jalapenos, it says. Sugar, water, red jalapenos, distilled by vinegar, pectin, citric acid, emulsifier, natural flavor, and red 40. So it could be hot from those jalapenos, but it's not red because of them. Let's quit using the same spoon and move on to the next one. Here we go. I see chunks. I see chunks of chilies. And a mostly red jelly-like mixture. So let's try it on the biscuit. So sweetness. And oh wow. The red jalapeno tastes quite a bit different than most of the green things. A bit fruitier. There's definitely heat. It's definitely vegetal notes, but it's more on the fruity side. So I like that. It's different. Okay, that's going to work on some things. I like the flavor. It's different than most of the pepper jellies I've had. And the heat is there. So, yeah, that's doing pretty good. So even though it's in the green group, it's fruitier. It's less green than most of them. It goes. The extra fruitiness of the red jalapenos really goes with that pork. Good combination. And the heat doesn't hurt a thing. It's good. Makes you wonder, is it spicy sausage or is it spicy jelly? And the answer is it doesn't matter. It's just good. Okay, the Reese has a good flavor and a good effect. And one of the few red jalapeno items. Ooh, next one here is more of a craft type thing. Houma grown pepper jelly red is the variety here. And this is our Cajun pepper jelly recipe is straight from the bayous of Terrebonne Parish and TARC, T-A-R-C, an innovative agency creating jobs and businesses for people with developmental disabilities. Refrigerate after opening. Red bell pepper, sugar, apple cider vinegar, jalapeno pepper, pectin salt. Simple recipe. You could do at home if you knew how. Next spoon is tough, thick, hard to wrestle with, and very chunky. Seeds, red chunks, green chunks. So I think we're going to have a lot of vegetal and peppery notes here. It's based on what I'm seeing. Yeah, it just gets near your nose, you get all those vegetal notes. One kind or two pie. Red bell pepper, jalapeno. Okay. It's a very peppery effect near your nose. You can almost smell the capsaicin wanting to irritate something when it gets close. Good sweetness. Good fruitiness. And a greenness from the jalapenos. Something like this one, but a little different. Okay, that's going to be good. I don't know why I close them up. Certified Cajun, it says. There's a certification agency for Cajun food. That's as close as I'll get. That one's pretty good. I'll have links down below in the description to all these items. Hopefully you can find them. They won't be Amazon links, but they'll be something you can look into. Here goes. Houma grown pepper jelly red on the sausage biscuit. Goes perfectly. Getting a little bit less heat on this one than I did here, or even here. But it's good. It goes with the sausage for sure. And our last item here is Southern Roots Sisters Peach Pepper Jam, which is from someplace in Oklahoma. Ingredients here: sugar, peaches, vinegar, pectin, jalapenos, and peppers. Oh, peppers is not really specified well. You would think green, some green thing, but I don't see enough chunks to identify anything, so might be hard to do. Let me find which half I want to put it on and start spooning it up. I see red specks. What was the thing? Jalapenos and peppers. Okay. So I see red specks. So I don't know if that's jalapeno or the pepper. So let me look for the peachy part. I get the pepper first when I bring it up near my face. Oh, and the heat is strong. It's way stronger than the peach. I can tell it's a light fruit like a peach or an apricot. I can't identify it because there's herbaceous and green peppery notes, and then there's something hot, jalapeno level and or higher. Interesting. Okay. Well, wow, this is the hottest one in this bunch. It's fruity, but peach would not be my first guess or second guess on what the fruit is. Okay, pretty good. Elevated heat for sure. Vegetal notes from a pepper. And definitely heat. This is the number one thing. Okay, I think that's going to be really good here. With the sausage. I don't see how it could fail to get along, but we'll try it. So I don't normally put pepper jelly or any kind of jelly on breakfast sandwiches with meat and biscuits and things. Before I squeeze out every bit of it here, let's get a bite. Strong pepper notes. Even with all that bread and all that meat, pepper notes are strongest. Fruitiness goes whether it's peach or apricot or who knows what. It goes along with the pork, goes fine with the bread. So that's just wonderful. I can't say that I have a favorite of these. These three are the favorites. These are further behind, and I like these for different reasons. So the fruitiness of this thing and this thing are really good. The pepper notes stand out in different ways. So you'll just have to try them all. So here we are at the Seco chili section. So strawberry plus ancho. I'm seeing it's got strawberries, sugar, cider vinegar, pectin. So this one has Sicilian lemon juice, which they specify pretty plainly. I get strawberry, and there's something a little extra. I don't know what it is, but this one has Ancho chilies and Habanero as the very last ingredient. So I'll take a little taste plain. Okay, it's a good strawberry jam, a little liquidy and fluid. It's not especially sweet. And there's a good kick of heat and smokiness from the ancho. Anchos are just dried, but they pick up a smoky character. And there's a little building heat at the back end. It's making me think habanero. So I'll take a little bit more and throw it on this biscuit. A buttermilk biscuit, just like the sausage and biscuits have. And see how it gets along with bread type thing. Strawberry part's just like a standard strawberry jam, but less sweet. And then there's kind of an earthy smokiness to it that you don't really pick out right away. It's got, what is that? That's interesting. I'm thinking it's the ancho chili. And there's a very mild heat. Once it's on some bread, it kind of dilutes down the heat of the habanero that I tasted very plainly neat. And that goes. It just goes so well. So that's a really good treatment. Now I'm going to do the same thing on a sausage and biscuit combination. Fruity things often go with meat and pork. Put the sausage and biscuit back together with this thing on it. I don't put jelly on sausage and biscuits or any kind of meat breakfast things, but a lot of people do, so I will just go ahead and try the combination here. It really goes. All the earthiness and smokiness of the ancho, and anything that habanero is contributing is in there, but it's a nice savory, sagey type of sausage. All the graininess from the biscuit. It's just a great combination. So all the fast food places where you might pick up a sausage and biscuit don't pass out jellies like this. Nope. Primo. Next one. Berry plus Pasilla chili. And they say raspberries, blackberries, sugar, vinegar, cider vinegar, Pasilla chili, then pectin, then habanero. So they're backing up the heat with habanero at the end. So, oh wow, this has a little label on the top. It says, excellent with Telaggio, Pecorino, and Houma. So I actually bought these for the Brie-like cheeses series and never got around to using them. But I was really looking forward to tasting them on something. This is pretty fluid. We'll see what the berry flavors are like on this biscuit. Oh, super berry. Mmm. Best blackberry, best raspberry jam you've ever tasted. Super berry. Any heat is a very background, lowish level. 20 or 30% of how of the intensity of the fruit flavors that are really in your face. Super fruity. It took a long time to get to the heat. It's way at the back, way at the end, way at the finish. But it finally showed up. I was worried for a minute. Oh yes, that's good. I'm liking that one for different reasons. The berries are so intense, they make an impression. And then after you're satisfied with all that, then the heat from the Pasilla chili shows up. I'm not getting any particular fruitiness or smokiness, it's just the heat. So I wish there was a little more identifying characteristics. You know, I don't think I tasted it neat. Super berry. Berry, berry, berry. And the heat is way out at the end. So, it's good. It's different than this one in several ways, but here it goes on a sausage and biscuit. I think the strawberry goes better with the sausage, but the berries are nice. Again, it's not very sweet. Fruitiness is the strongest note. Very good. And in this gamish, the heat shows up way late at the end. It's a small fraction, it's a small portion, but it does show up. So again, very good, but the chili heat is a lower, smaller contributor than on this guy. Now for Southern Roots Sisters Raspberry Chipotle Jam. Made with fresh raspberries, a kick of spicy peppers, and pure cane sugar. And this is from Woodward, Oklahoma. It says sugar, raspberries, chipotle peppers, vinegar, tomatoes, onions, sugar, iodized salt, paprika, soybean oil, and spices. Natural flavors, pectin. So what natural flavors would you have to put into this? Sounds like it'd already be pretty good and pretty flavorful. Wow. Thick, solid. Yeah, it's thick. Fruit you would think would be the main ingredient. What did I read? Sugar, raspberries, chipotle peppers. Well, that's might be the right order. As soon as I got it close to my face, the chipotle took over. You get the smokiness of the chipotles and the little heat. Wow, wow. Wow, yes. Chipotles are strong with this one. Can I even tell it's raspberry? I'm not sure I'd be able to identify the fruit. So it's not a knock against it, it's just that other flavors are in there going, hey, I'm here, I'm here. Wow. No, I like this. It's super smoky, super chipotle. It's the third ingredient. So I don't think, water, it's not there. Fillers, it's sugar, raspberries, chipotle peppers. Vinegars, tomatoes, onions, sugar. I don't know why sugar's on there twice. That's weird. So here it is just on the biscuit. But I know it's going to take over the whole place. Yeah, chipotle from the very start. Takes over the front end of the palate. Oh man, good. It takes over the back end of the palate too, but the Chipotle spice is kind of mild. It's on the mild end because of all the sugar and fruit that's in there. What a great effect. Super, super good. And now I'm really looking forward to mixing this with the sausage part. So I think it's going to go really well with this sausage. I think I put on too much and it's going to ooze out in every direction. Southern Roots Sisters Raspberry Chipotle Jam. Yep, there it is, dripping off. The Chipotle jumps out in front of the biscuit and jumps out in front of the sausage and takes over. It's not really sweet. It's a fruity, jammy flavor, but you can't tell it's raspberry. But the Chipotle goes, I'm here, I'm here. And you go, yeah, okay, we know, we know. That's wild. So both of these are super fruity. And the pepper and chili just kind of comes in. And this one is like chili, 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 smoky, Chipotle, and the fruit's kind of, whatever. It's very vague. I can't tell if it's plum. I can't tell if it's a raspberry, blackberry. It says raspberry. But that's not a knock. It's good. So a few pepper jellies made with dried chilies. Okay, so here's our last set of pepper jellies with specified peppers. And we have the Habanero group. So let's dig into these things. So again, I'll do it on a biscuit and on a sausage biscuit. So this has not been opened and I need to refrigerate after. But this is very classic type of pepper jelly where it's mostly sugar, water, vinegar, pectin, and then there's little bits of chili in there. You can see them floating around. So, I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, very thick, hard. You have to dig into it. So lots of sugar, lots of pectin, something like that. Oh man, I can smell it from here. Something is peppery, spicy, vegetal. I'm seeing mostly kind of reddish, brown tan thing. Oh man, there's a little heat there. Smells peppery, and the chilies in there are bell pepper, jalapeno, habanero, serrano, and green chili. I don't know what that means. Just one of those vague poblano or Anaheim or I don't know what, New Mexico. Let's taste it. Wow. Good heat from the mid-palate on. You know, it's peppery and vegetal when you bite into it. That hits you on the arrival. But the heat takes a couple more seconds. But it's strong. Serranos, jalapenos are all going to do something. And then all backed up by habaneros. This is a very simple, craft-made type presentation. Very simple recipe from Gilbert, Louisiana. I think they have several offerings, but this one really caught my attention because of all the chilies. So I could have put this into the green group, but I wanted to round out the habanero section a little more. So yeah, I'm liking this. It has some intensity to it, and that is maybe too much. Yep, it's going to work. For this half sausage and biscuit. And that'll work. So let's see how much falls off. So I may have overdone the jelly here. Old Homestead, 5 peppers pepper jelly. A taste of the South, it says. Sure goes with the bread, sure goes with the sausage. The savoriness of the sausage and meatiness mixes with those just great. Very good. There's definitely a fruitiness due to, I don't know what. There's no apple juice or, it's cider vinegar, I think. There's a fruitiness due to some of the chilies, or definitely vegetable qualities. Oh man, all goes, and that's good. So yeah, there's a little heat to chase away here. So I try to do a simple one first, but it's pretty warm. Okay, and the next one is Mathern's Strawberry Habanero Jelly. A store brand. It says hot, hot. And it has lots of extra ingredients that you might not put in one of these craft ones. So let me read from the back end. Lemon oil, caramel color, sulfite, sodium metabisulfite, vitamin C, artificial flavor, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, spices. You don't really need all that stuff, but that's what a company with food formulators are going to do. Making stuff for many stores around the country. So that's the way they do things. But I'm going to taste it. So I commend them for using caramel color instead of artificial colors. So let's taste strawberry habanero. Wow. It's green and peppery from the start. And then the heat is at the end. There's an herbaceous note that you identify as a pepper right away. So habaneros are not very green, but it smells and tastes like that. It's kind of a sharp or biting heat at the end of the whole experience. So it's a good strawberry jam, and then the habanero is there at the back. So I like. Nothing wrong with that. Unless you don't like all those ingredients at the end. They have more after habanero than some of these things have total. And most of it's preservatives, I would think. Okay, this might squish out when I squeeze it. There goes some. Okay, I put a lot on here. I'm not getting a lot of strawberry flavor mixed with all this bread and meat, but the heat shows up at the end. So the strawberry is not an outstanding, and the heat does make it through. Sausage is a strong flavor in this, so I like it. It's okay. I don't usually put jelly on the sausage biscuit. It's fine on the biscuit. It's less good, less interesting on the sausage biscuit. So if you like the videos that you've been seeing here, please give this video a thumbs up and leave comments and questions. Subscribe to the channel and click that bell to get notified when the new videos come out. And then share it with friends. Or maybe with enemies if the peppers are really hot. Let's move on to our last couple of items here. So this looks like a craft and jelly place. Diane's Sweet Heat, Arcata, California. It is very thick looking. I mean, it looks like the thickest cranberry sauce or something very red. And the ingredients I see here are red bell pepper, pure cane sugar, raspberries, apple cider vinegar, pectin, and habaneros. So it's very, wow, bell pepper. Red bell pepper is the first ingredient to make it a pepper jelly, and then habanero at the end for heat. Yeah, it's very thick. And it's not pureed or very soft. There's a graininess to it. You can see fruit particles. Uh-oh, I put on too much. That's terrible. I don't know how I'm going to handle all this. Good raspberry flavor and aroma, but before you get very far, boom, heat. Heat from the habanero, and it's strong from the mid-palate on. I'm detecting the red peppers. I might be. There's a fruitiness, a vegetal thing that's separate from the raspberry flavor. That's pretty good, but pretty hot. Kids are not going to like this. It's like a very small torch in the middle of your tongue to the back of your throat. So not especially sweet, but it's very raspberry-ish. and good strong heat from the mid-palate on. That's going to be real interesting with the sausage. Well, make it through. So, that looks like too much. Which I am glad to do. Spread it around, get it out to the edges. Try not to have it drip off. Oh, it's a really good flavor. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Diane. Okay, maybe I'll have to eat over the plate. Still very peppery and hot. Strong raspberry flavors covering up the sausage almost. Yeah, you can find the sausage flavors. It's meaty, it's savory, but the raspberry flavor is strong. And the heat at the back end is strong. Okay, that's a thumbs up. That's good. Fruity and not very sweet. So I've tasted this one before. It's super rich and super complex. Robin's Rockin Cajun Pepper Jelly. And this is a Blackberry Cabernet version. Ingredients pretty simple. Sugar, blackberries, Cabernet Sauvignon, pectin, habanero, and butter. So might tell you how rich it is. And it is a gamish of darker, fruitier flavors. Very interesting. Only had it once and I was perplexed and pleased and wondering what I was going to say about it because it's so complicated. But you do pick up all the things that they say. And I don't need a ton on the biscuit because there's so much flavor here. Okay, on the biscuit. Blackberry for sure. A certain richness backing it up, but then the heat, boom, boom, boom. Mid-palate on. I was tasting the wine influence a lot when I first had it. This is the second time I've had it. I'm not getting quite as much of the wine intensity. Lots of really good Cabernet Sauvignon. Expressions throw a lot of blackberries at you on the palate and the nose. So I'm not picking them apart separately the way I did the first time. So today it's a little more simple. There might be, wow, that's just a wild experience. Mouthfeel and everything. There's a richness to a dark richness. A satisfying richness. That is really good. Good job, Robin. And this also is a local company, or local product from Covington, Louisiana. Manufactured for Robin's Rockin Cajun Pepper Jelly LLC. So they must be using a food company to execute something that requires more than their kitchen. More than Robin's kitchen. Let's put this together and see if we can keep it from oozing out all over the plate. I smell sausage and a little fruit. Fruitiness that you can tell is blackberry eventually, but then as soon as you identify blackberry, boom, heat, 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 heat. Mid-palate on. I'd say all these habanero preps go really well with the fruit they're mixed with. And all these fruits go really well with the sausage. The sausage was not the spiciest thing in any of these. And this one's right there. Good strong heat from the habanero. Top notch, A+, thumbs up. So that was an interesting exploration of pepper jellies when they tell us what's in it. Not just some vague pepper jelly thing. So I was pretty pleased with all of them. A few of the green group were weird, but then the Seco were really good across the board, and these are really good across the board. This is probably the weakest thing. This is the most complicated. Both of these I just love them. They're just good. So that was a fun experiment, and we'll do something like this with hot sauces after our hottest peppers are done. So because they're going to be hotter, the hot sauces are going to be hotter than these things. I hope I can get some Scotch bonnets, and I hope I can do something besides be scared of habaneros. So come back for all that, and cheers. All I got's water. Cheers.